Woolly Thistlers, it's Kim here with Yoga for Knitters. You can find me here on the Woolly Thistle, but you can also find me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Patreon, and of course on YouTube. So today's class is going to be a little bit different. I want to show you an all over body stretch, but the best way to stretch is to do it when you're warm. Getting out of bed in the morning, it's really hard to touch your toes. But if you warm your body up first, then moving it and stretching it and getting into all those places that normally are feeling stiff is a lot easier. So today's class is in two parts. The first part of the class brings to mind those old 80s aerobics videos. We're gonna do a really nice, slow, low impact warm up to music. And then the second part of the class is all going to be stretching for the body, the whole body. So I hope you join along with me. Get your good running shoes on. Don't worry, there's no jumping unless you want to jump. And I will see you for a quick warm up. Okay, so before we get started with our little warm up, I thought I would show you the moves so that it all makes sense to you, because it kind of flows together fairly quick. And I'm going to do a lot of sign language, but you might not know what this means or this means. So I'll go through the moves with you real quick, and then it'll all make sense. So the first move that we're going to do is a march. So we're marching on the spot, and we're going to take it wide and narrow. Okay, that's pretty easy. The next move, I'm probably going to do something like this, and it means a side step. So just stepping side to side and adding an arm. Okay, big arm movement. You can always do a smaller one if you want, just like you're doing kind of a weird back crawl, or a big movement. And then I'm going to go like this too, which means 1, 2 steps in each direction. Okay, so pretty easy so far, right? Am I bringing back memories of Jane Fonda? Okay, so the next one we're going to do is, oh yes, so I'm going to go like this. And what that means is, oh, yeah, you can see my feet, that's good. We're going to bring the heel forward and draw the elbows back. You can get, you can move with this, or you can stay stationary. And the more you move, the more you work. And this one in particular is a good reminder that everything is abs all the time. You can really feel how your abs need to cinch in to keep you balanced while you move those heels in one direction and the other. Okay, and then the next one is, the grapevine. So I'm gonna go like this again. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap, just crossing the leg behind you. You can bring this up in intensity if it feels good for you by bringing that leg up rather than tapping it down. Okay, so that's the first set of moves. The second set of moves is a V step. So I'm going to go, actually, I think I'll probably go like this or something like that. Yeah, V step. So 1, 2, out, out, in. So I'll back up so you can see me. Out, out, in. And then we just add a star arm like that. Bigger range of motion means we're going to get our heart rate up a little faster. Then tap my leg, change legs, change directions. Right? Makes sense. That's our V8, not V8, but a V step. And then the next thing is a salsa. I'm going to go out like this, and you're just going to step out, in, step out, in. Okay, that's the more intense version. This is a little easier, but if you want to get your heart rate up, take it low. The bigger you have, more change of direction you have, the more your heart rate's going to get up. And then the last thing I do is forward and back. So I'm pointing forward and back. So let's say you're going to start with your left leg. Doesn't matter which leg, as long as you remember which one you started with. So left forward, step forward and back, and then right leg, step back to middle. Forward to middle, back to middle. Then turn, quarter turn, forward to middle, back to middle, quarter turn, forward to middle, back to middle, quarter turn. Okay, change sides. Now I'm starting with the opposite leg. And we will go around in a circle one more time. And that's it. Those are the moves. So you can choose what level of intensity you do. You can add a little hop if you want, if that feels good. You can go low. You can take big arm movements, and you can move around in your space. So let's get started.
lows. It's all the same. Highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your game. Highs and lows, highs and lows.
We are warm. We are ready for a big body stretch. Thanks for dancing along with me. I love it. All right, so we're going to take our feet a little bit wider than hips distance. Inhale the arms up. Grab a hold of your right wrist and reach over to the left. So you're getting a nice side body stretch without collapsing forward. You can still, out of the corner of your eye, see the ceiling. And then grab the opposite wrist and reach over to the right, making sure you can still catch a glimpse of that ceiling. So we're moving laterally and squeeze back up. Beautiful. Take the arms behind your back, interlace the fingers, reach the arms up, and let's take the left leg forward and hinge at the hips. So our right leg is carrying our weight. We're stretching through the back of the left leg, and you can pivot that left foot right and left, side to side. Good. Only do what feels good, nothing hurts. And then, round yourself up. We'll switch sides and we'll switch grip. So interlace your fingers the unfamiliar way. Lift the arms up as much as they'll go comfortably. Hinge forward at the hip. The right leg's nice and straight. The toes are pulled back. And we're just rocking the foot side to side. Makes a squeaky sound on the mat. Good, and then come on up. Shake it out. Beautiful, little balance now. So bouncing on your left leg, bring your right foot back for a quad stretch. It's okay to hold on to the wall or fall over, that's okay too. And you're pulling the heel back towards the hip, but more importantly, you're rolling the pelvis forward. And as you do that, with that little pelvic roll, you will feel a beautiful stretch coming through the hip flexor and the quad. Switching sides, finding your grip. Could be the back of a chair. Whatever. Your balance is going to be different every day. Some days I'm really good at this, and other days I fall over all the time. How busy is your mind? How much sleep did you get? Are you remembering to breathe? All of those things factor in. Okay, awesome. Swing it out. And as you do, just take the feet a little wider. And we're going to come all the way down to a squat. Beautiful. The elbows are inside the knees. Hands come together. And this might be enough of a stretch for your inner thighs, but if it isn't, we can take the hands down to the floor, rock forward, and put a little bit more weight into the elbows, just above the elbows with your thighs. And that'll encourage the inner thigh to open up a little more. Now, this kind of stretch wouldn't be awesome to do if you were like sweating and out of breath, but we only warmed up for about 5 minutes. So that's just enough to create the warmth that we need to get a good stretch. I'm rocking side to side. That feels really nice on my inner thighs, and I'm just getting a little bit more. So if that feels good to you, or rocking forward and back a little bit, that's good too. Awesome. Come on down onto the floor. Take the legs wide. We're going to hinge forward and then walk ourselves over towards the right. Now, right now, I'm facing my right shin. So my left hand comes over and I get a bit of a stretch through my tricep and my lats on the left side. And then I'm going to rotate. You're going to rotate too. So that now your chest is facing me and your arm comes up. You can look right at the ceiling and notice whether or not your ceiling fan needs a good dusting. The stretch is happening through the side body. Beautiful. Up we come. Let's turn so that we're facing that left shin now. Fold forward. Take the right hand across so that not only are we getting the hamstring, but we're also getting through the left side body. And then roll everything forward and up. So now we're getting into the side of the torso. Beautiful. All right, squeeze in your abs to bring your legs kind of like a mermaid here. We're going to take, let's see, so we're all of our weight, all of my weight is on my left hip. It doesn't matter which hip you're on. We're going to do both sides. But all of your weight is on one hip. You're going to take your hands, clasp them together behind your back, reach them around so that they're on the inside of your torso, and then drop your ear. So we've got like a real banana curve going on from our ear all the way to our hip. Breathe deep, this feels good. And nod yes, if that feels all right for your neck. A real gentle, controlled nod. Beautiful. Squeeze in those abs. We'll switch around to the other side. Mermaid stance to begin with. Then bring the hands together, clasp the hands, and bring them to the inside of your side body. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like, this is the inside of your side body. So we're just reaching the arms across the back a little bit. And then add the neck, deepen the stretch, make yourself into a seated banana, and nod yes, because this feels so good. It's amazing how much better we can stretch when we're warm. And I guess that's the whole premise behind hot yoga, which I find to be a form of torture. It's not my favorite, but it is effective. It definitely has its place. Let's come on to our butts. And then you're going to place your hands and your feet on the floor. Hands are facing your torso, and then lift up. You're lifting the hips up. You're squeezing the glutes, but you're stretching through the chest, the neck. Well, not really the neck, the chest and the front of the shoulders. Just hold for another 2 breaths. You really get that stretch going. Plus, we're engaging the core because everything is abs all the time. Perfect. Come on down. We're going to stay like this, but bring the left leg, cross it over your right thigh. And then you can gently rock side to side and get into the outer hip. Perfect. Let's switch. And that's easy after a warm up. If this was first thing in the morning and I just got out of bed, there's no way I could do this. I would be like, oh, groaning, like it just wouldn't happen. So that's why it's so important. Not important, but vital if you're going to do this kind of deep stretching to have that warmth in your butt, in your muscles. Plus, I think you probably would agree with me that having some music to move to really helps you move better. It's motivating. It makes you want to move. It makes you want to sweat. It makes you want to smile. Perfect. Okay, last one. We're going to take it down. Feet up. We're going to grab the soles of our feet. We're going to point them to the heavens, soles to heaven. Get it? Okay. And then pull the knees down alongside your rib cage, not on it, but beside it. Little happy baby here, also known as lonely person's back massage, also known as dead bug, also known as honey, I'm home. Ooh. And we just rock side to side because that feels so good. And now I think we're probably ready for our day. So if it feels okay to you, we're going to hug our knees in, rock back and forth a few times, another type of back massage, and make your way up, whoop, either to standing or seated. And there you go. That was a little bit more high energy than what we normally do, but hopefully that speaks to most of you. And thank you so much for exercising with me today, for doing yoga in a totally different way, for having some fun with me. And I will see you next time. Namaste.